Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to the Séance of Blake Manor. In the last episode, we made some progress with Miss Hasham. We now know why she is here. She's looking for an Egyptian vase, the same vase that we know Lady Wilhelmina Blake had. And she disappeared, and her sister was very depressed about this and always claimed Wilhelmina never left the manor. She never left the manor. However, we have seen hide nor hair of her. We don't have any kind of body. The vase has also never been seen again. Very, very interesting. However, the things Miss Hasham said, I see it all the time. If I close my eyes, I feel its presence. And if I'm very still, I feel it pulling me away from myself. Yeah, this is concerning. This is deeply, deeply concerning. We need to destroy it if we can find it. But first things first, I want to discuss this with you. I would like to discuss this. It seems that Lady Wilhelmina Blake was not the finder, but the last known owner of the vase. Ha! Say owner if you like, but don't expect me to call a thief by any other name. Fair play. But if she was the last to have it, maybe she stored it somewhere in this place. What can you tell me about this vase you're looking for? The vase of Nectanabo. It was found in a tomb excavation among the canopic jars, where one would expect the jar containing the entombed's heart. This jar, vase as it's commonly called, contained not the expected heart, but wood ash. Its hieroglyphic markings offered little indication of why this might be. It represents a fascinating deviation from standard burial rites. But the room was found during an expedition attended by Western gentry, so they nicked everything. One of the earlier Blakes, and the vase was taken as spoils, which makes my job much harder. Another gift from our glorious English occupiers, but then you would know all about that, yes. What is this melody? I keep hearing these notes in my mind, over and over, clear like the blue sky. I have some idea that they are connected to the vase I am looking for, but I'm not sure how. Okay. So, let me... We can talk with all of the staff and Jonathan about this. This is just the staff. Okay.
I'll leave you be.
May Allah guide you.
And you too? Okay, well, there's a member of staff literally just over yonder. And as always, we can call Varley. I feel bad for him. Just us hammering away on that little bell. Oh, I forgot to set my timer going. Lucky I caught that so soon. Okay, then, Mr. Hunter, he works with outside shit. I don't know if he'd know anything about Wilhelmina Blake, or where any of her personal effects might be. Because if she disappeared, then she left all of her stuff behind. That's got to have been placed somewhere. Still, we've got like 15 minutes. We've got 15 minutes. We might as well.
Mr. Ward, how are you?
Okay. What can you tell me? What do you know of Wilhelmina Blake? I've heard the story, but only secondhand. Off she went one day in the middle of the night and never told a soul where she was going. They say no one ever saw her again. God knows where she went or what happened to her. There's still a collection of her belongings down in the basement. I reckon no one knew what to do with them. Okay. Her shit is in the basement. I've heard this song recently that I just cannot place. Does it sound familiar to you? Can't say I recognise the tune, but I'm not really the musical sort. Maybe if you tried it on an instrument, it'd come back to you. Okay.
Huh. I'll be off. Right you are.
Okay, but it sounds like a bunch of her shit was placed in the basement. We'll go and double check that with Varley. Because he's the manager, he would know. It's his job to know where all of the shit is, so... Farley? Part of me wants to say I think I finally got the layout of the hotel down, but I also don't want to say that just in case I end up running somewhere I shouldn't.
May I be of service, Mr. Ward?
Okay. Yeah, what can you tell me about this? It's a spectacular portrait you have of Wilhelmina Blake in the atrium. Yes, the centre of one of the odder occurrences from Blake Manor. I'm told she had a sudden and drastic change of character. One day, she was content with her life here. The next, she was ordering a carriage to Guildford, taking just a small suitcase. She never returned or sent any of her sent for any of her belongings. They're all still down in the basement. Okay. Miss Hasham told me about this melody she's heard. I would say that you're free to use the piano in the drawing room, but it was moved last week, out of tune as it was. Our finest piano is in storage, but the Marquess refuses to move it upstairs. Okay. We know that Wilhelmina was musically talented. She liked music. She was often asked to play for guests. Her stuff is all down in the basement. The finest piano is in storage, presumably in the basement. Yeah, move it upstairs. I'm thinking, that is this her piano? Is it her piano? Okay.
I need nothing else, thank you.
Certainly.
And off he goes. I'm so tempted to ring it again. No, we won't. Okay. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Find where to play the melody. I'm thinking we need to play this on the piano in the basement, but again we don't have access to the basement until tomorrow. I see places where I could go, and I cannot, for the doors are not open to me. Yeah, I need to investigate your quarters. Miss Lau. Oh, hello. Understand Miss McLeod's actions. Where are you? Are you... Yeah, you're also in the goddamn... Everyone's eating. Okay, you know what? I don't think I can do anything more right now. I don't think I can do anything more. So, you know what? Let's have a read. Let's have a read. Why not? Okay, we have religion. Not my most favourite of topics. Let's go for Irish history. A catalogue of events throughout Ireland's past, studies on its people and census data is found here. Is there anything I want to look up? None of this is timed. I need stuff that's timed. Please. I need to pass the time. Okay, no, nothing there. Anything under religion? Copies of the Bible sit here with core texts of other faiths. It's interesting to see this so openly displayed. To some this would be blasphemous. No. A mix of guides on spiritual matters, guides for making contact, and a record of supposedly real encounters with the afterlife. Again, yeah, this is all... I do appreciate that this is all free, but right now I'm like, I need a way to pass the time. This was all stuff from the book on the table, I believe. We can look up vampires here. Ooh. You know what? I'm thinking... I will actually read through some of this. So we'll look up Blake Manor. Construction on Blake Castle began in 1652 on land awarded to the veteran soldier Edward Blake. It was a matter of no small undertaking or finance, and the work continued over generations. It is said that the manor was built on ground the local residents considered to have once been sacred, but records of this do not exist. Okay. Tell me about Connacht. The westernmost province of Ireland, once a collection of kingdoms and site of and witness to two of the most terrible battles in Irish history. While interceded with significant periods of peace, Connacht has a history of warfare. Party to the Irish rebellion against the crown, aided by French forces and backdrop to the Cromwellian conquest, Connacht is a much contested stronghold of Irish culture. And Ulster, the northernmost province of the 4 provinces of Ireland, and once the heart of the Gaelic world, today Ulster holds the greatest population of Protestants and loyalists to the crown after the country of Ireland was adopted into the United Kingdom in 1801. Ulster was previously a region of importance to Irish sovereignty. It being the seat of power from where one of the 5 king above kings would rule. Belfast is the largest city in the region, on the border of counties, Antrim and Down, and is a significant centre of populace in Ireland as a whole. And Munster, the southernmost province of Ireland's 4 provinces, Munster was where the most of St. Patrick's work bringing Christianity to Ireland took place. With this and several cities, Cork and Waterford among them, founded by Viking settlers, Munster has long had a tradition of transformative visitations. Not least of these being the colonisation of the region by the English in the 16th century, a most significant venture by the Crown. And Leinster. The easternmost province of Ireland, Leinster was home to many Celtic tribes, most notably the Lagan, to which the province owes its name. The region housed a collection of small kingdoms and dynasties, with the Hill of Tara in particular, located in Mid, later named Meath, holding significant spiritual and political power as the seat of the High Kings of Ireland. Vikings made their arrival to Ireland and by the mid-9th century had transitioned from raiding to settling, with Dublin being their most significant settlement, serving as a major trade centre and later becoming a Norse Gaelic kingdom. This would not last, as the Vikings were later driven out by native Irish rulers. Leinster has seen a long history of territorial battles, ranging from the arrival of Anglo-Normans in the late 12th century, leading to the border invasion of English forces, to a Gaelic resurgence in the Middle Ages, followed by the Tudors solidifying English control of Ireland by the 16th century. More recently, the Cromwellian conquest landed in Dublin with 12,000 troops and travelled north to begin an assault that would later be known as the Siege of Drogheda, or the Drogheda Massacre. Its surviving rebels being transported to the overcrowded jail of Dundalk, where they were left to starve and die. This would only be the beginnings of Oliver's devastating campaign on Irish soil. What a dick. We'll look up canopic jars while we're here. Canopic jars were used in ancient Egyptian burials to hold the significant major organs of the mummified person, typically decorated with images of gods. The belief was that a person would need the soul of their viscera in the afterlife, and the canopic jars were intended to store them until such a time. there would be 4 canopic jars per mummified person. 1 to contain the stomach, 1 to contain the liver, 1 to contain the lungs, and 1 to contain the intestines. In the later period, the once plain jars would be topped with the figure of a god, one of the 4 sons of Horus, each also associated with a companion goddess and a cardinal direction. We'll look up vampires as well. Today we are having a ready episode, because why not? I'm the one making the LP. If I want to have an episode just reading shit in the library, I can. Yeah, vampires. Undead humans who survive by draining the blood of the living. I would have laughed if that was it. But there you go. A common supernatural element in most European cultures. Examples include the Albanian Striga, Greek Vrikolicus, Romanian Strigoi, I can pronounce that one, and Irish Abatak. I'm sorry. The Irish Abatak was called a dwarf for its childlike proportions. Despite its anger and bloodthirst, its subjects were drawn to it, as if under a spell. They are nigh impossible to kill, being vulnerable only to wood from the yew tree. Even then, once killed, it needs to be buried upside down and weighted down with a stone of such a size that it would take at least 5 good men to move it. For these reasons, it is said that once a land is plagued by an Abatak, they are never to truly be free from it, that it will return to feed on generation after generation. Very cool. Okay. What do you mean, evidence records? What do you mean? Okay. Okay. Is there... Okay, let's look up lucid dreaming, because I haven't looked this up before, and it'll take time. A type of dream state wherein the dreamer is aware that they are dreaming and has control inside said dream. Dreamers may be able to control, explore, and recall dreams in a way not possible from normal deeper sleep. There are many ways to achieve a lucid dream state, and like many skills, it will get better with practice. A common method is to induce sleep states in such a way as to block entering deeper sleep. Examples include waking the dreamer regularly or using specially crafted music to block the mind from entering deep slumber. Would a psychologist or doctor know more about this? Probably. We'll look up dreams. Dreams are part of the sleep experience and act as a way to process one's experiences of that day. They are often abstract and sometimes surreal and range from pleasant to frightening. Psychologists and scientists are still trying to understand the true nature and depth of the subject, but as with any mystery, it has drawn its fair share of enthusiasts who find meaning in the symbolism involved. Since dreams are mercurial and often soon forgotten after sleep, many people turn to lucid dreaming to better control and recall. I can lucid dream. I can, but not very often. Physics, astronomy, and geology. Go on, why not? In physics, it is understood that there are some forces that move in a manner akin to, or best portrayed by, a charted wave. This is what waveforms are, the visual representation of a force that moves, that is, increases and decreases on some axis, periodically over time. Whether this wave is a visual interpretation of a literal wave, or a less literal visual representation of the increase-decrease of a quality, it is to be determined by the graph itself, or, failing that, any good scientist's common sense. Lovely. And then medicine. Yeah, go on. We already know what this is, but fuck it. Again, I'm just trying to spend some time here. It says here that this code is used to indicate spontaneous abortion or miscarriage in common parlance. That is such a spontaneous abortion as a term for miscarriage. That is, I have never heard that before. Huh. It seems that the condition being listed as a bad cold is a euphemism. Oh, okay, yeah. Stigma and all of that. Laudanum is quite the miraculous tincture, and it can treat any number of ills. Used to treat all manner of ailments from teething troubles to post-operative pain, coughs, infections of the chest, conditions of the heart, stomach trouble, female disorders, and insomnia, to name but a few, it seems to have no end of uses. formulated from 1 part powdered opium to 9 parts alcohol and available in pre-mixed tinctures. It is an invaluable addition to one's home arsenal. Dude, it's literally just alcohol with a sprinkling of opium. Holy shit. Okay. Quinine. Extracted in India from the bark of the cinchona tree, quinine was used in the 17th century South America as treatment for malaria and fevers. Through British trade networks, quinine became commonplace in Irish medicine as a general fever remedy. It can be purchased from chemists and apothecaries in pre-mixed tinctures and tonics, as well as in pill and powder form. Quinine sulfate powder is often sold in small quantities without the need for prescription. Due to its dreadfully bitter taste, it is recommended to mix it with water, sugar, or spirits for easier consumption. In high doses, its side effects may include dizziness, numbness, and dulling of the senses. In severe cases, it may cause nausea, confusion, and temporary blindness. Yet, quinine remains a preferred option for many, as its side effects are less harmful and addictive than most opioid alternatives. Although its distribution has been regulated since 1868, along with opiates and arsenic-based substances, high doses of quinine can still be obtained in Ireland from local chemist shops upon presentation of a physician's order. And folk healing. Many accomplished modern doctors and physicians have been born, raised, and trained in Ireland, and thus there is no shortage of such doctors there. Ireland is home to a parallel discipline known often as folk healing. That is the tradition of treating ailments, treating ailments common and uncommon with hedge magic from the tangible, such as the application of herbal teas and tinctures, to the intangible and somewhat more fantastical, often the creation or application of charms or rites. While there is a belief that such ability is available to anyone, particular prowess is noted among a community, and thus often leads to 1 or 2 people being noted, authorities on the practice within their communities. Okay. This is flora and fauna. White heather. Heather is found in abundance across Scotland, especially in the drier heathlands, or heathlands. There are several types, though the most common, and therefore most iconic, is common heather, also known as ling. Ling is typically a pink-purple colour, but a much rarer variety of ling with white flowers is also to be observed growing in the region. White heather is associated with battles and conflicts, but is thought to bring good luck to anyone who carries it. One common usage of white ling, with this superstition in mind, is the inclusion in bridal bouquets. Oh, lovely! Accounts from across the globe as to the key events and figures throughout all recorded time. Yeah, Oliver Cromwell. Instrumental in the execution of King Charles I and the brief period in which England became a commonwealth in the 1600s. Even in his homeland, Cromwell was a controversial figure. He was a dick, infamous for his ban on the celebration of Christmas among many such joyful activities, as they were thought to distract from the worship of God. While wildly disliked in England, his legacy in Ireland is significantly darker and more bloody. In what became known as the Cromwellian Conquest, Cromwell led what amounted to a massacre across Ireland in the form of a conquest. He spared no quarter, going so far as to order the deaths of even those who had sheltered in churches, such as at the siege of Drogheda. I do apologise, I have a headache. I have a headache percolating in my brain. It's not a bad one, it's just really fucking distracting. And then Irish history. Okay, this is a lot. Yeah, I've done a lot of reading for today. So yeah, we'll have another time if I find myself, at a loose end. A bottle of sherry. It's open, but it's only missing a drink or two's worth. Okay. Is it bad? I'm kind of thinking. Like, one second. 1 second. Let me just do that. I'm definitely not getting a thumbnail. I'm definitely not getting a thumbnail for this episode. No, absolutely not. Let's go and speak to Rory. He's in the bar. I want to see if we can speak with him on... it would be... The Haunting... Okay, yeah, it's looking like I'm going to need to speak to you. I think this is probably going to be Rory. Okay. Yeah, you're still there.
Mr. Ward, what can I do for you?
Okay, can you... Yeah, this is everything, so let me just see what we have up in here. I'm thinking maybe... Because if you've been training under her, that means you have the same knowledge. And that might open up. You're Fia's apprentice? I am. I am trained to handle all of her duties. Of course, I lack her experience, but I have my medical training and new techniques to give me an edge. When you take over, will you be a Bandrow? Of course not, Mr. Ward. I would just be the drow. So I guess maybe Ban as in, like, the feminine, like a Banshee. Banshees are always women. At least they typically are. Okay, there we go. 1 second. Yeah, tell me the shit. Tell me. Does the name Gibnu mean anything to you? Certainly, he's one of Ireland's old gods. People focus on his smithing, but he was also the hospitaller of the Tuatha De Danann. It said one of his meals could protect you from sickness and decay, that he brewed an ale that would grant immortality to any who drank it. Along with this, he was a healer of sorts. He crafted living metal limbs to bring mobility to any of the Tuatha who needed them. Okay. I think we might as well. Brid. What do you know about the goddess Brid? The goddess? Let's see. A member of the Tuatha De Danann, the goddess of wisdom, healing, poetry, livestock, any number of things. She's sometimes thought to have 2 sisters of the same name with other domains, and sometimes they're all attributed to the one Brid. You'll find her linked to the St. Bridget too, I can tell you that for free. Okay. Yeah, Fia seems interested in the well, so what can you tell me about it? Do you know anything about the well in the hedge maze? I do. It's old. Very old. From before this place was built. Probably not the only bit of antiquity around either. It's Fia's belief that the well is the lifeblood of that well. No, the well. Okay, but interesting. Okay. It's Fia's belief that the well is the lifeblood of this entire region. I am inclined to agree with her. Okay. Okay, interesting. Do you know anything about this? Have you seen this book before, Doctor? No, though there is some terribly strong magic in these pages, Mr. Ward. Can you tell me what these sigils mean? Well, Oskel means open, done would be close or shut. Whatever those sigils open or close, I cannot say, but they radiate power, even off of the page. This is the kind of thing I'd leave for the experts, speaking as an expert of sorts. Okay, he's like, don't go dicking about with that. Don't go dicking about with that. Your aunt thinks the seance could be dangerous? She doesn't think that, Mr. Ward. She knows it. They intend to unravel the order of the universe. Now, I am all for progress myself. But there is no scientific method, no rigorous testing. Just some good intentions and a lot of people to be caught in the crossfire if things go wrong. And I get from the game over screen, it does seem like things will go wrong. Do you know anything about the symbols on the well? Ah, that's not Fia's work. You should ask her about that. Okay, I will. I will as soon as she leaves the dining room. Okay, and what do you have to say on this? What does this look like to you? A magical charm. It could be protective, but the rough materials, the way it's wrapped, my guess is that it's a binding spell. Okay, yeah, leave.
I have to be on my way. Be well, Mr. Ward.
Okay. Okay. It is now 8. There you fucking are, you dick. Hi there. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I like to imagine them all turning like, Mr. Ward, what the hell? Okay, but now we have you. We have you here. Excellent, yes.
You again?
Me again! Confront! Your goal is to summon an angel and trap it so that you can stop risking your life to see it.
Am I so easily read? Oh dear. I'm not much for secrets, but I'd rather have some mystique. Apparently that's not at all the case, as you've got me pinned. Ah, well. It's true, after all. There's an angel somewhere about me. I know it. But I can only ever see it when I am, well, close to death. If only I could speak with it. Find out what it is it wants. But I never get more than a few moments. A few words. But I can't continue on like this. I'm not entirely heartless. If something more permanent were to happen to me, my poor mother. So, whatever it is behind that veil of life, yes, I intend to seize the thing, to take a hold of it and get my answer, for better or worse. That's the idea, anyhow. But I cannot get to the thing, and I'm going absolutely spare trying to make it work. Maybe... would you help me with it? While the veil is low, I mean, and with more eyes on it, this might be my best chance. Come to my room and see if you can help. After all, your senses were sharp enough to figure me out.
Ooh. Hello.
Here, this is a Babel stone. It's used to translate Enochian, the language of angels. Do you think you can figure out how it works? It's a matter of translation, I think, for a name. The notes are here in my trunk.
Okay, you're standing very close to me. Hello, sir. Are you okay? Are you all right? I'm like, wherefore is your trunk? Okay, in here? In here? Well, I shall do this in the next episode because I'm just about out of time for this one. So until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davies, CGG, The Named User, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.